Have you ever considered that laziness might actually be a key to longevity? In a society that glorifies hustle and constant productivity, we often underestimate the power of slowing down, taking it easy, and focusing on what truly matters. But here's a surprising perspective. Certain lazy habits can actually boost your health and help you live longer. In today's video, we'll explore 8 seemingly lazy habits that can enhance your well-being, lower stress, and contribute to a longer, more fulfilling life. But before we begin, let's rethink the idea that laziness is always a bad thing. When practiced with intention, a more relaxed approach to life can bring balance, mental clarity, and even physical benefits. Join me as we uncover these habits and see how embracing them wisely can transform our daily lives. Stay with me until the end, as I'll also share personal insights and profound Buddhist principles that align with these concepts. Number 1, lazy to get angry, mastering emotional control. Uncle Lee was a man who thrived in the fast-paced world of business. His work demanded efficiency, quick decisions, and resilience, but it also fueled a notorious temper. Small inconveniences would set him off, and his family often bore the brunt of his frustration. A misplaced set of keys, a slow internet connection, or an unexpected delay in his schedule could send him into a fit of rage. One evening, after an intense argument with his son over something trivial, Uncle Lee felt a sharp pain in his chest. His vision blurred and dizziness overcame him. His wife rushed him to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with dangerously high blood pressure. "Your anger is killing you faster than age ever will," the doctor warned sternly. That night, lying in a hospital bed, Uncle Lee reflected on his life. He realized how much his uncontrolled anger had cost him, not just in terms of health, but also in the quality of his relationships. He had pushed away friends, alienated his family, and allowed stress to govern his life. He knew something had to change. Determined to master his emotions, Uncle Lee embarked on a journey of self-improvement. He began with mindful breathing exercises, slowing down each inhale and exhale whenever he felt frustration rising. He took up calligraphy, finding solace in the delicate strokes of ink on paper. Most importantly, he practiced the art of letting go, choosing not to react impulsively to every annoyance. Over time, Uncle Lee's transformation was evident. He laughed more, slept better, and his once tense household became a haven of peace. His blood pressure stabilized and his relationships flourished. He had learned the value of being lazy when it came to anger, choosing peace over fury. Modern research underscores the dangers of chronic anger. A study conducted by Harvard University found that individuals who manage their anger effectively have a 40% lower risk of developing heart disease. The body's stress response, triggered by frequent outbursts of anger, releases cortisol, a hormone that, when persistently elevated, leads to heart damage, weakened immune function, and even cognitive decline. Furthermore, neuroscientists have discovered that chronic anger rewires the brain, making individuals more prone to hostility and anxiety. The amygdala, the brain's fear and emotion center, becomes overactive, while the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thinking and impulse control, weakens. However, the brain is adaptable. Through mindfulness and conscious emotional regulation, individuals can retrain their neural pathways to respond more calmly to stressors. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and journaling have been proven to reduce anger responses and increase overall well-being. Buddhism teaches that anger is like holding a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. The Buddha emphasized the importance of non-attachment, recognizing that emotions are fleeting, like clouds drifting through the sky. Instead of clinging to anger, one must observe it, acknowledge it, and then let it pass without reaction. One powerful Buddhist practice for anger management is the 3-breath method. First breath, acknowledge the emotion. I feel anger rising. Second breath, detach from the emotion. This anger is not me. Third breath, redirect energy. I choose peace. By practicing non-reactivity, individuals can cultivate inner peace and prevent anger from dictating their actions. Mastering emotional regulation requires commitment and practice. Here are some proven strategies to help control anger. 1. Pause before reacting. When you feel anger bubbling up, take a moment before responding. Count to 10, take a deep breath, or step away from the situation. 2. Identify triggers. Keep a journal to track what commonly sparks your anger. Awareness of patterns can help you anticipate and manage future reactions. 3. Reframe the situation. Instead of seeing an inconvenience as a personal attack, shift your perspective. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, consider the possibility that they may be rushing to an emergency rather than acting out of malice. 4. Engage in soothing activities. Activities like gardening, listening to calming music, or practicing yoga can help diffuse stress and anger before they escalate. 5. Use positive affirmations. Replace negative thoughts with affirmations such as, I choose to remain calm, or I am in control of my emotions. 6. Practice gratitude. Focusing on the positives in your life can reduce irritability and foster a more compassionate mindset. 7. Exercise regularly. Physical activity helps release built-up tension and stimulates the production of endorphins, the body's natural stress relievers. 8. Develop a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage patience and positivity. A strong support system can help reinforce healthier emotional habits. By cultivating emotional control, individuals can experience significant improvements in their overall health and well-being. Cardiovascular health. Reduce stress levels, lower blood pressure, and decrease the risk of heart disease. Stronger immune system. Chronic stress weakens immunity, making individuals more susceptible to illnesses. Learning to manage anger strengthens the body's defense mechanisms. Improved mental clarity. Less emotional turmoil leads to better decision-making and problem-solving abilities. Enhanced relationships. Fewer outbursts mean deeper connections with family, friends, and colleagues. Increased longevity. Studies have linked emotional stability to longer, healthier lives. Uncle Lee's story is a testament to the power of emotional control. Anger, when left unchecked, can deteriorate health, strain relationships, and lead to regret. However, by practicing mindfulness, embracing non-attachment, and adopting healthier coping mechanisms, anyone can cultivate a more peaceful existence. Remember, being lazy and getting angry doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means consciously choosing not to let them control you. When frustration arises, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, peace is always the better choice. Number 2, lazy to argue, the wisdom of letting go. Grandma Wong was known for her sharp tongue and quick temper. She often found herself in conflicts, whether it was over pricing at the market, seating arrangements on the bus, or family disagreements. Her fierce personality made her respected but also feared. People admired her assertiveness, yet many avoided prolonged conversations with her to prevent unnecessary quarrels. Over the years, the stress of constant conflict took a toll on her health. She developed insomnia, high blood pressure, and anxiety. The once energetic and lively woman found herself constantly fatigued, burdened by tension and restlessness. One day, during a trip to a rural village, she met a 90-year-old woman who radiated calmness. Unlike Grandma Wong, this elderly woman rarely argued or raised her voice. She moved through life with a serene demeanor, unaffected by minor inconveniences. Intrigued, Grandma Wong asked her secret. The woman simply smiled and said, "It's no big deal. If something doesn't bring lasting harm, why let it ruin your peace?" At first, Grandma Wong dismissed the advice, believing that standing up for herself was necessary. But as she observed the woman over the next few days, she noticed something remarkable. People were naturally drawn to her warmth and kindness. Unlike Grandma Wong, she was not feared but deeply loved and respected. Inspired, Grandma Wong decided to experiment. The next time she encountered an argument at the market, she remained silent instead of fighting back. Surprisingly, the tension dissolved almost instantly. The more she practiced this new way of responding, the lighter she felt. Over time, she slowly learned to let go of unnecessary arguments and choose peace over being right. Her health improved, her relationships flourished, and for the first time in years, she experienced true inner peace. Modern psychology and neuroscience support the wisdom behind letting go of unnecessary arguments. When we argue, our brain triggers a stress response, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. Prolonged exposure to cortisol increases the risk of various health issues, including heart disease, high blood pressure, and weakened immune function. A study published in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine found that individuals who frequently engage in conflicts have higher levels of inflammation in the body, which is linked to chronic illnesses. Conversely, Those who adopt a more relaxed attitude experience lower stress levels and improved overall well being. Another study from the Harvard School of Public Health revealed that people who avoid unnecessary disputes tend to live longer and have better mental health. They maintain stronger social connections and experience less emotional turmoil. The key is not to suppress emotions, but to develop emotional intelligence, choosing which battles are worth engaging in and which ones are best left alone. Buddha taught that an attachment to the ego fuels suffering. Many arguments arise not from necessity, but from the need to prove ourselves right. The desire to win a debate or assert dominance often leads to unnecessary conflict, causing both emotional and physical harm. In the Dhammapada, a collection of Buddhist teachings, there is a verse that says, "Victory breeds hatred. The defeated live in pain. Happily, the wise live in peace, abandoning both victory and defeat." This wisdom suggests that true peace does not come from proving others wrong, but from detaching ourselves from the need to win. When we let go of our attachment to being right, we create space for harmony and understanding. Zen philosophy also emphasizes the power of letting go. The phrase mu in Zen means non-attachment. It is a reminder that we do not have to engage with every argument or prove our worth through confrontation. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful response. Practical tips for letting go of arguments. 1. Pause before reacting. Before engaging in a dispute, take a deep breath and ask yourself if it is truly worth your energy. Not every disagreement requires a response. 2. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? If the issue is trivial and unlikely to impact your life in the long run, let it go. Preserve your peace instead. 3. Choose your battles wisely. Some conflicts are necessary, especially when they involve personal boundaries or ethical matters. However, everyday annoyances such as someone cutting in line or a rude comment are best ignored. 4. Practice empathy. Often, people argue because they feel unheard or misunderstood. Instead of responding with hostility, try to understand their perspective. A simple nod or acknowledgement can diffuse tension. 5. Use humor. Lightening the mood with humor can prevent conflicts from escalating. A well-placed joke can turn an argument into laughter. 6. Adopt a let-it-be mindset. Instead of fixating on proving yourself right, remind yourself that not everything requires your input. Like leaves flowing down a river, let minor conflicts drift away. 7. Surround yourself with peaceful people. The people we interact with influence our mindset. Being around calm, understanding individuals can reinforce a habit of choosing peace over unnecessary arguments. Silence can be a powerful tool in diffusing conflicts. Instead of responding immediately in heated moments, stepping back and choosing silence can often bring clarity. In many cases, the absence of a reaction is more impactful than an aggressive response. The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu said, "Silence is a source of great strength." By choosing silence, we demonstrate wisdom and control. We are not ignoring the issue, but rather refusing to let it dictate our inner peace. Real-life benefits of letting go. Improved health, reduced stress levels lower the risk of heart disease and strengthen the immune system. Stronger relationships. Letting go of minor disagreements fosters deeper connections with loved ones. Increased happiness. Less conflict means more mental and emotional space for joy and positivity. Greater self-control. The ability to stay calm in challenging situations strengthens emotional intelligence. A longer life. Studies show that those who maintain inner peace live longer and healthier lives. Grandma Wong's transformation teaches us a valuable lesson. Peace is a choice. Arguments may seem important in the moment, but in the grand scheme of life, most of them hold little significance. By letting go of unnecessary conflicts, we create room for joy, health, and meaningful relationships. The next time you find yourself on the verge of an argument, remember the wisdom of the 90-year-old woman. It's no big deal. Perhaps, like Grandma Wong, you will discover that choosing peace over being right is the key to a happier, healthier life. Number 3, lazy to overeat. The power of moderation. Uncle Zhang had always been an active and hardworking man. For decades, he maintained a routine filled with physical activity, walking to work, and eating home-cooked meals. However, when he retired at the age of 65, his lifestyle changed drastically. Without the structure of a daily job, he found himself indulging in rich foods, watching television for long hours, and snacking late at night. At first, he enjoyed the newfound freedom, treating himself to desserts, fried foods, and heavy meals, thinking he deserved to relax after years of hard work. However, within 2 years, the consequences of his habits became evident. He had gained 15 kilograms, and his once stable health began to deteriorate. His doctor diagnosed him with high cholesterol and warned him about the risks of diabetes and heart disease. The doctor's words hit him hard. You need to change your lifestyle, or your retirement years will be full of hospital visits. Determined to regain his health, Uncle Jong started researching healthy eating habits. That's when he stumbled upon the Okinawan principle of hara hachi bu, which translates to eat until you are 70% full. This simple yet profound philosophy transformed his relationship with food. Instead of mindlessly overeating, he learned to listen to his body's hunger cues, stopping before feeling completely full. Within months, he noticed changes, not just in his weight, but in his overall energy levels, digestion, and mental clarity. Modern science supports the idea that eating in moderation has significant health benefits. Studies have shown that reducing calorie intake by 20% can slow down the aging process, improve metabolic health, and decrease the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. This concept, known as calorie restriction, has been studied in both animals and humans with promising results. One of the key mechanisms behind these benefits is the reduction of oxidative stress. When we overeat, our body produces more free radicals, which can damage cells and contribute to aging and disease. By consuming fewer calories, we lower oxidative stress and promote cellular repair, ultimately leading to a longer and healthier life. Additionally, eating less improves insulin sensitivity, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. This reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and keeps the body's metabolism functioning efficiently. Moderation in eating also promotes better digestion, as smaller meals are easier for the body to process, preventing bloating, acid reflux, and digestive discomfort. Buddhism has long emphasized the importance of mindful eating, a practice that aligns closely with modern scientific findings. Buddhist monks follow a disciplined eating routine, often eating only 2 meals a day and avoiding food after midday. This practice is not about deprivation, but about cultivating awareness and self-control. Mindful eating involves fully engaging the senses while eating, paying attention to the texture, taste, and aroma of food. It encourages slow chewing and gratitude for each bite, allowing the body to recognize satiety signals before overeating. The Buddhist teaching of less is more applies not only to material possessions, but also to food consumption. By practicing moderation, one can achieve better health, clarity of mind, and spiritual well-being. One well-known Buddhist story illustrates this principle. A young monk once asked his teacher why they only ate until they were 70% full. The teacher smiled and replied, "Imagine filling a teacup to the very brim with hot tea. What happens when you try to move it? It spills and burns you. The same happens when we overeat. The excess causes harm. Leaving space in the cup makes it easier to carry, just as eating in moderation makes life healthier and lighter." This wisdom teaches us that excess, even in something as necessary as food, can be detrimental. By eating with awareness and stopping before we feel completely full, we cultivate both physical and mental balance. Practical tips for eating in moderation. While the idea of moderation is simple, putting it into practice requires conscious effort. Here are some effective strategies to help you adopt healthier eating habits. 1. Eat slowly and mindfully. Chewing food thoroughly not only aids digestion, but also gives your brain time to register when you're full. Try putting down your fork between bites, focusing on the flavors and textures of your meal. This prevents overeating and enhances enjoyment. 2. Follow the 70% full rule. Adopting the harahachi bu principle means stopping before feeling completely full. One trick is to serve yourself slightly smaller portions than usual and wait a few minutes before considering a second helping. Often you'll find that you don't need more food. Number 3. Avoid eating late at night. Late night snacking is often driven by boredom or habit rather than actual hunger. The body's metabolism slows down in the evening, making it harder to process heavy meals. Try having your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime and drinking herbal tea or water if you feel like snacking. 4. Incorporate more vegetables and fiber. Fiber-rich foods like vegetables, legumes, and whole grains keep you full longer and prevent overeating. They also provide essential nutrients that support digestion and overall health. 5. Use smaller plates. Research suggests that people tend to eat what's on their plate regardless of portion size. Using smaller plates can trick your brain into feeling satisfied with less food, reducing the likelihood of overeating. 6. Stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger. Drinking a glass of water before meals can help regulate appetite and prevent unnecessary snacking. 7. Listen to your body's hunger signals. Before eating, ask yourself if you are truly hungry or if you're eating out of habit, stress, or social pressure. Practicing this awareness helps prevent mindless overeating. 8. Avoid emotional eating. Many people turn to food for comfort during stressful situations. Instead of using food as an emotional crutch, try alternative coping mechanisms such as meditation, exercise, or journaling. 9. Plan balanced meals. Having a well-balanced meal with a mix of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates helps regulate hunger and prevents cravings for unhealthy snacks. 10. Practice gratitude. Before eating. Taking a moment to appreciate your food before eating can create a sense of mindfulness and satisfaction. This simple habit can help you slow down and enjoy your meals more fully. Uncle Jang's story is a testament to the power of moderation. Within a year of following the 70% full rule, he lost weight, lowered his cholesterol, and regained his vitality. More importantly, he felt lighter and more energetic, able to enjoy his retirement without the burden of health issues. By embracing moderation, you too can experience lasting benefits: improved digestion and metabolism, lower risk of chronic diseases, better weight management, increased energy levels, enhanced mental clarity and emotional balance. Moderation is not about restriction, it's about balance. By making small yet consistent changes, you can cultivate a healthier relationship with food and enjoy a longer, more fulfilling life. So the next time you sit down for a meal, remember Uncle Jang's journey and the wisdom of eating just enough. Your body and mind will thank you. Number 4, lazy to overexercise, balanced movement for longevity. Uncle Chen had always admired the energy and determination of young joggers in the park near his home. At 65, he believed that pushing himself to exercise intensely would help him regain the vitality of his youth. Inspired by the sight of runners gliding through the trails, he committed to running 10 kilometers daily. At first, he felt rejuvenated, enjoying the sense of accomplishment that came with completing his morning jog. He lost weight, felt more energetic, and even encouraged his friends to join him. However, after a year of this rigorous routine, Uncle Chen began experiencing persistent knee pain. Walking became difficult, and climbing stairs turned into a daunting task. Concerned about his worsening condition, he visited a doctor who diagnosed him with joint inflammation due to excessive strain. The doctor explained that while exercise is crucial for health, overexertion, especially with high-impact activities, can accelerate wear and tear, particularly in aging bodies. Uncle Chen was advised to switch to low-impact exercises like Tai Chi and swimming, which would still keep him active without putting undue stress on his joints. Taking the doctor's advice, Uncle Chen reluctantly abandoned his daily runs and started practicing Tai Chi in the mornings. At first, he doubted its effectiveness, as the slow, graceful movements felt too gentle compared to his past vigorous workouts. But as weeks passed, he noticed remarkable improvements. His knees stopped aching, his balance improved, and he felt a deep sense of calm that running had never provided. By embracing a balanced approach to movement, Uncle Chen not only preserved his joints, but also discovered a new appreciation for mindful exercise. Exercise is undeniably essential for overall health, but finding the right balance is key. Studies have shown that excessive exercise can lead to inflammation, joint deterioration, and even faster biological aging. Overtraining places immense stress on the body, leading to the release of excessive cortisol, a hormone linked to stress and aging. While physical activity is crucial for heart health, mobility, and mental well-being, more is not always better, especially for older adults. Research suggests that engaging in 30 minutes of moderate exercise daily is ideal for seniors. Activities such as brisk walking, swimming, and gentle yoga offer significant health benefits without the risk of injury associated with high-impact workouts. According to a study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, older adults who engaged in moderate exercise experienced improved cardiovascular health, stronger bones, and better mental well being compared to those who either exercised too little or excessively. Moreover, moderate exercise supports longevity by reducing the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and osteoporosis. It also enhances cognitive function, lowering the risk of dementia and depression. The key is consistency and variety. Engaging in a mix of aerobic exercises, strength training, and flexibility enhancing activities ensures that all aspects of physical health are addressed without overwhelming the body. Buddhism teaches the concept of the middle way, which advocates for balance and moderation in all aspects of life. Just as overindulgence in pleasure leads to suffering, excessive exercise can be as harmful as a sedentary lifestyle. The Buddha himself abandoned extreme ascetic practices after realizing that self-deprivation was not the path to enlightenment. Similarly, when it comes to physical health, neither laziness nor overexertion is beneficial. What matters is finding a sustainable, mindful approach. The practice of mindfulness in movement is deeply rooted in Buddhist traditions. Activities like Tai Chi and Qigong, often practiced by Buddhist monks, emphasize fluid movements, breath control, and inner awareness. These exercises are designed not only to maintain physical health, but also to cultivate a sense of inner peace and harmony. Instead of viewing exercise as a rigorous task, Buddhist philosophy encourages seeing it as an act of self-care, an opportunity to reconnect with one's body and mind. For those seeking a balanced lifestyle, the middle way approach to exercise might look like engaging in daily movement without obsession or excessive strain, choosing activities that bring both physical and mental well-being, listening to the body and resting when needed instead of pushing through pain. By applying these principles, one can maintain a healthy body while also nurturing a peaceful mind. To create a sustainable, long-term exercise routine that supports longevity, consider the following recommendations. 1. Prioritize low-impact exercises. High-impact activities, such as running on hard pavement, can accelerate joint wear, especially in older adults. Instead, opt for Tai Chi, improves balance, flexibility, and mental clarity. Yoga, enhances strength, posture, and relaxation. Brisk walking, supports cardiovascular health without stressing the joints. Swimming, a full-body workout that is gentle on the body. Cycling, strengthens muscles while being easy on the knees. 2. Strength training in moderation. Strength training is essential for maintaining muscle mass and bone density. However, it should be done in moderation. Use light weights or resistance bands. Focus on bodyweight exercises like squats and lunges. Train 2 to 3 times per week, allowing time for muscle recovery. 3. Incorporate flexibility and mobility. Work. Maintaining flexibility prevents stiffness and reduces the risk of falls. Simple stretches, yoga, and mobility drills can improve range of motion and joint health. 4. Listen to your body. One of the biggest mistakes in exercise is ignoring pain and overtraining. Be mindful of signals like persistent soreness or fatigue, joint pain or swelling, decreased motivation or irritability. Rest and recovery are just as important as movement. Taking rest days or engaging in gentle activities like meditation and stretching ensures long-term sustainability. 5. Make movement enjoyable. Exercise should not feel like a chore. Find activities that bring joy and make movement a natural part of life. Dance to your favorite music. Join a social walking group. Practice gardening, which provides both physical activity and relaxation. 6. Cultivate mindful exercise. Mindful movement connects the body and mind, enhancing both physical and emotional well-being. Practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, and mindful walking encourage focus on breath and movement, reducing stress while keeping the body active. 7. Stay consistent but flexible. Consistency is key to reaping the benefits of exercise. However, routines should be adaptable based on how the body feels. Some days may require lighter activity, while others may allow for more intensity. The goal is to stay active for life, not just for a short period. Uncle Chen's story serves as a reminder that balance is the key to longevity. While exercise is vital, overexertion can be detrimental. Science supports the idea that moderate, mindful movement is the best approach for aging bodies. From a Buddhist perspective, the middle way offers valuable wisdom in avoiding both inactivity and excess. By choosing low impact, enjoyable, and sustainable forms of exercise, we can maintain health, prevent injury, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. So rather than pushing your body to its limits, embrace a balanced movement philosophy, one that prioritizes longevity, well being, and mindful self care. Stay active, but always be kind to your body. Number 5, lazy to stay up late. The importance of rest. Grandma Lee had always been a night owl. Ever since her husband passed away, she found solace in late night television. She loved watching dramas, reminiscing about her younger days, and sometimes losing track of time until the early hours of the morning. Quiet of the night gave her a sense of comfort, but over time she started feeling the effects of her irregular sleep schedule. She often woke up groggy, found it difficult to focus, and even forgot simple things like where she had placed her glasses. Her grandchildren noticed that she was more irritable, and she no longer had the energy to join them on their weekend outings. Concerned for her health, her daughter convinced her to visit the family doctor. The doctor listened to her routine and gently explained how essential sleep is for the elderly. He told her that going to bed late could be contributing to her memory issues and fatigue. He recommended a consistent sleep schedule, suggesting that she go to bed by 10 p.m. and aim for at least 7 hours of rest. Taking his advice to heart, Grandma Lee gradually adjusted her routine. She turned off the TV earlier, started reading before bed, and practiced gentle breathing exercises. Within weeks, she noticed a remarkable difference. Her energy returned, her mood improved, and she felt more present with her family. She no longer needed to rely on coffee to get through the day, and her memory became sharper. Most importantly, she realized that good sleep was a gift she could give herself every night. The importance of sleep is often underestimated, but science has repeatedly shown that rest is crucial for physical and mental well-being. Quality sleep plays a vital role in strengthening the immune system, improving memory, and increasing longevity. 1. Sleep and the immune system. During sleep, the body works to repair and regenerate cells. The immune system releases proteins called cytokines, which help combat infections and inflammation. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to illnesses like colds, flu, and even chronic conditions such as diabetes and heart disease. Sleep and cognitive function. The brain consolidates memories and processes information during deep sleep. When we sleep well, our ability to retain and recall information improves. Research has shown that elderly individuals who maintain healthy sleep patterns are less likely to develop cognitive decline or conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Number 3, sleep and longevity studies indicate that people who sleep between 7 to 8 hours a night tend to live longer. Sleep helps regulate metabolism, balance hormones, and reduce stress, all of which contribute to a longer, healthier life. Conversely, chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of obesity, high blood pressure, and stroke. For elderly individuals like Grandma Lee, maintaining a sleep routine can significantly enhance their quality of life, allowing them to stay active, engaged, and mentally sharp. In Buddhism, rest is seen as an essential component of mindfulness and well-being. The Buddha himself emphasized the importance of moderation in all things, including sleep. 1. The middle path in sleep Buddhism teaches the concept of the middle path, avoiding extremes. This applies to sleep as well. Sleeping too much leads to laziness and dullness of the mind, while sleeping too little results in exhaustion and restlessness. The key is to find balance, ensuring that the body and mind are well rested but not overindulged. 2. Sleep as a form of meditation. Mindful sleep practices can improve the quality of rest. Many Buddhist monks practice breathing exercises or meditation before bed to calm the mind and prepare for deep sleep. This practice can help those who struggle with insomnia or restless nights by reducing anxiety and promoting relaxation. 3. The importance of a clear mind. A well-rested mind is more focused and peaceful. Buddhism teaches that an unsettled mind is easily disturbed by distractions and emotions. Sleep allows the mind to reset, bringing clarity and a sense of calmness to daily life. For those who follow Buddhist teachings, prioritizing rest is not just about physical health, but also spiritual well-being. Achieving quality sleep requires mindful habits and lifestyle adjustments. Here are some effective strategies to improve sleep hygiene. 1. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate the body's internal clock. Consistency strengthens the sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. 2. Limit screen time before bed. Electronic devices emit blue light, which interferes with the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Reducing screen time at least an hour before bed can improve sleep quality. Instead, engage in relaxing activities like reading or listening to soothing music. 3. Create a relaxing nighttime routine. A calming bedtime routine signals to the body that it's time to wind down. Gentle activities such as stretching, warm baths, or sipping herbal tea can promote relaxation. 4. Optimize the sleep environment. A comfortable and quiet sleeping environment is essential for restful sleep. Keep the bedroom cool, dark, and free from distractions. Investing in a supportive mattress and pillows can also make a significant difference in sleep quality. 5. Reduce caffeine and heavy meals in the evening. Caffeine in large meals can disrupt sleep. It's best to avoid coffee, tea, and heavy foods close to bedtime. Instead, opt for light snacks if needed. 6. Practice mindfulness and breathing techniques. Engaging in mindfulness meditation or deep breathing before bed can help quiet the mind and prepare the body for rest. This is particularly beneficial for individuals who struggle with racing thoughts or nighttime anxiety. Grandma Lee's journey is a reminder that prioritizing sleep is an act of self-care. In our fast-paced world, many people sacrifice rest for entertainment, work, or socializing, only to find themselves fatigued and unwell. However, sleep is not a luxury. It is a necessity for physical, mental, and emotional well-being. By understanding the science behind sleep, incorporating Buddhist mindfulness practices, and adopting healthy sleep habits, we can all enjoy the profound benefits of good rest. Whether young or old, taking the time to nurture sleep health allows us to wake up refreshed, energized, and ready to embrace life's moments fully. So tonight, let's follow Grandma Lee's example. Turn off the screens, take a deep breath, and welcome the gift of rest. Number 6, lazy to worry. Letting go of unnecessary stress. Aunt May was a loving and devoted grandmother, always deeply concerned about her family's well-being. She had spent decades raising her children, ensuring they had the best education and opportunities. Even after they had grown up and become independent, her worries did not fade. She constantly stressed over their careers, whether they were happy in their marriages, and if her grandchildren were receiving the best education. Beyond her family, she worried about the state of the economy, the environment, and even global political tensions. It seemed that her mind was always occupied with something beyond her control. As the years went by, her stress began to take a toll on her health. She suffered from frequent headaches, had trouble sleeping at night, and eventually developed high blood pressure. No matter how much she tried to plan, organize, and prepare for the future, there was always something new to worry about. It felt like a never-ending cycle that drained her energy and stole her joy. One afternoon, while having tea with an old friend, she shared her worries and frustrations. Her friend listened patiently and then smiled gently. "May, worrying is like sitting in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but takes you nowhere." The words struck a chord in her heart. She had spent so much time worrying that she had forgotten to enjoy the present moment. That night, she reflected on her friend's wisdom and decided that she needed to make a change. Instead of focusing on everything that could go wrong, she chose to practice acceptance and gratitude. She started by keeping a journal where she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for each day. She also made a conscious effort to spend more time in nature, engaging in activities that brought her peace, such as gardening and painting. Slowly, she learned to let go of the things she could not control and embraced a more relaxed way of living. Over time, her health improved, she slept better, and most importantly, she found joy in the simple moments of life. Scientific research has consistently shown that chronic stress negatively impacts both physical and mental health. When we worry excessively, our bodies remain in a constant state of tension, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, this can lead to weakened immune function, digestive issues, heart problems, and even accelerated aging. A study conducted at Harvard University found that people who practiced mindfulness and stress reduction techniques lived longer and had lower risks of developing chronic illnesses. Another study from Stanford University revealed that individuals who maintained a positive outlook on life had better heart health and stronger immune systems compared to those who constantly worried. When we learn to manage our worries effectively, our brains become more resilient. We are better able to problem solve, think creatively, and make rational decisions. Letting go of unnecessary stress allows us to focus on what truly matters and enhances our overall well being. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment, whether to people, outcomes, or material possessions. When we become too attached to a particular result, we set ourselves up for anxiety and disappointment. Worrying about the future only robs us of the present moment. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is the principle of impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing. Just as the seasons shift and rivers flow, circumstances in our lives evolve. Holding on too tightly to expectations can only lead to suffering. The Buddha once shared a parable about a man who was shot by an arrow. Instead of seeking immediate treatment, the man demanded to know who shot the arrow, what type of bow was used, and other unnecessary details. Because of his delay, he ultimately suffered more. This story teaches us that excessive worrying and overanalyzing can keep us trapped in unnecessary suffering. By adopting a mindset of mindfulness and detachment, we learn to accept life as it unfolds. Instead of resisting change, we embrace it with grace and understanding. When we stop worrying about things beyond our control, we free ourselves to experience peace and joy in the present. If you find yourself constantly caught in a cycle of worry, consider adopting some of these practical strategies. 1. Practice deep breathing. Breathing exercises help calm the nervous system and reduce stress. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This simple practice can help ground you in the present moment. 2. Keep a worry journal. Writing down your worries can help you process them more objectively. Often, when we put our fears on paper, we realize that they are not as overwhelming as they seem. 3. Engage in hobbies. Activities like painting, gardening, playing a musical instrument, or even cooking can help shift your focus away from negative thoughts and bring joy into your life. 4. Use the "will this matter in 5 years" rule. Ask yourself, will this issue still be significant 5 years from now? If the answer is no, it is probably not worth losing sleep over. 5. Practice gratitude. Shifting your focus to what you are grateful for helps reframe your perspective. Each day, take a moment to acknowledge 3 things that bring you joy. 6. Limit news consumption. Constant exposure to negative news can fuel anxiety. Set boundaries on how much news you consume and focus on positive, uplifting content. 7. Surround yourself with positive people. The people we spend time with influence our mindset. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and encourage you, rather than those who feed negativity. 8. Meditation and mindfulness. Practicing meditation for even 5 to 10 minutes a day can significantly reduce stress. Guided meditations or mindfulness apps can be a great way to get started. 9. Take action where you can. If there is something within your control, take small steps to address it. If not, practice letting go and trusting that things will unfold as they should. 10. Laugh more. Laughter is a natural stress reliever. Watch a funny movie, spend time with people who make you laugh, or simply allow yourself to enjoy lighthearted moments. Life is too short to be consumed by endless worries. Like Aunt May, many of us spend years stressing over things that are beyond our control, only to realize that it leads nowhere. Instead, by adopting a mindset of acceptance, gratitude, and mindfulness, we can cultivate inner peace and live more fulfilling lives. As the old saying goes, worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace. So why not be a little lazy when it comes to worrying? Let go of unnecessary stress, embrace the present, and allow yourself the freedom to truly enjoy life. Number 7, lazy to compare. Finding contentment in simplicity. Uncle Min had spent most of his life comparing himself to others. He envied his neighbor's luxurious car, his friend's prestigious job, and his relatives' high social status. The more he observed what others had, the more he felt that his own life was lacking. Despite working hard, he was never satisfied. No matter how much he achieved, there was always someone who seemed to have more. One day, while visiting a temple, Uncle Min had a conversation with an elderly Buddhist monk. The monk listened patiently to his frustrations and then smiled gently. Uh, a flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it, it just blooms. This simple yet profound statement struck Uncle Min deeply. He had spent years measuring his worth through comparison, but flowers did not compete with one another. They simply existed, growing at their own pace and fulfilling their own purpose. This moment changed something inside him. Uncle Min began to see that happiness was not about having more, but about appreciating what he already had. He decided to change his approach to life. Instead of comparing himself to others, he focused on self-improvement and inner peace. He started gardening, taking care of his health, and practicing gratitude. Slowly, he began to feel content with his life. The weight of comparison lifted, replaced by a quiet sense of fulfillment. Modern psychology supports what Uncle Min discovered. Research shows that excessive social comparison is linked to increased levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. A study conducted by psychologists at the University of California found that individuals who frequently compare themselves to others are more likely to feel dissatisfied with their lives. This dissatisfaction stems from unrealistic expectations and a constant feeling of inadequacy. On the other hand, practicing gratitude and self-acceptance has been proven to enhance well-being. A study from Harvard Medical School demonstrated that individuals who regularly express gratitude experience higher levels of happiness, better physical health, and improved relationships. When people shift their focus from what they lack to what they have, their perception of life changes dramatically. One of the most damaging aspects of social comparison today is the influence of social media. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram present a highly curated version of reality, making it easy to believe that others lead perfect lives. However, psychologists emphasize that what we see online is often a distorted representation. Behind every perfect picture is an untold story of struggles, sacrifices, and challenges. Buddhism offers a profound perspective on comparison and contentment. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is non-attachment, which means letting go of the need to define ourselves by external achievements. According to Buddhist philosophy, suffering arises from craving and attachment. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, we create unnecessary suffering by wanting what they have rather than appreciating our own journey. The concept of mudita, or sympathetic joy, is another important teaching in Buddhism. Mudita encourages us to take joy in the happiness and success of others, rather than feeling envy. When we cultivate mudita, we replace jealousy with genuine happiness for others, which in turn brings us peace. Instead of feeling resentment when a friend receives a promotion, we can celebrate their success, knowing that our time will come in its own way. Additionally, Buddhist monks practice mindfulness as a way to cultivate inner peace. Mindfulness helps individuals stay present and appreciate the moment, rather than getting lost in comparisons about the past or future. Through mindfulness meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment, letting go of negative emotions that arise from comparison. If you find yourself constantly comparing yourself to others, consider adopting these practical strategies. 1. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is one of the most effective ways to combat comparison. Start a daily gratitude journal and write down 3 things you are thankful for each day. By focusing on your blessings, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. 2. Limit social media consumption. Social media often portrays an unrealistic image of life. If you find yourself feeling envious or inadequate after scrolling through social media, take a break. Unfollow accounts that make you feel insecure and replace them with content that inspires and uplifts you. 3. Celebrate your own progress. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to your past self. Reflect on your personal growth over the years. Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small. Progress is personal, and everyone has their own unique timeline. 4. Cultivate self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that nobody has a perfect life, and everyone experiences struggles. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a close friend. 5. Focus on your own journey. Just like Uncle Min learned, everyone has their own path in life. Your journey is unique, and your value is not determined by external achievements. Define success on your own terms rather than societal expectations. Health benefits of letting go of comparison. Releasing the habit of comparison not only improves mental well being, but also has physical benefits. Studies show that reducing stress levels leads to lower blood pressure, improved sleep quality, stronger immune function, better overall heart health, increased longevity. When we stop worrying about how we measure up to others, we create space for genuine happiness and contentment. Uncle Min's transformation teaches us an important lesson. Life is not a competition. When we let go of comparison, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and open the door to true contentment. Just as a flower does not compete with the one next to it, we too can simply bloom in our own time and in our own way. So take a deep breath, appreciate what you have, and trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Instead of striving to be better than others, strive to be the best version of yourself. That is where true happiness lies. Number 8, lazy to be stubborn, embracing flexibility for mental peace. Grandpa Lou was known for being stubborn. He resisted change, insisted on his opinions, and often argued about trivial matters. He had lived through many hardships and believed that his way was the right way. His rigid mindset made it difficult for him to connect with others, and over time he became isolated from his family and friends. His granddaughter Emily was the only one who still made an effort to visit him regularly. She saw how his stubbornness had built walls around him, keeping him from experiencing the joy of connection and understanding. One day, after yet another disagreement over something insignificant, she asked him a simple yet profound question. Would you rather be right or be happy? Grandpa Lou was taken aback. No one had ever asked him this before. At first, he dismissed the question with a scoff, but that night, as he lay in bed, it kept repeating in his mind. He began to reflect on the arguments he had over the years, the people he had pushed away, and the loneliness that had crept into his life. The next morning, he made a decision. He would try to listen more and argue less. He started small, agreeing to try a different dish at dinner, letting Emily choose a movie without debate, and allowing his old friends to share their opinions without immediately countering them. To his surprise, he felt a weight lift from his shoulders. His relationships improved, conversations became more enjoyable, and he felt a sense of inner peace he hadn't known before. Grandpa Lou had learned an important lesson. Sometimes it takes more strength to be flexible than to be stubborn. Psychological research has shown that mental flexibility is crucial for emotional well-being and resilience. People who are adaptable and open-minded experience less stress, have healthier relationships, and generally lead more fulfilling lives. 1. Less stress and anxiety. Rigid thinking creates unnecessary stress. When people insist on controlling everything or demand that situations unfold exactly as they expect, they set themselves up for disappointment. Adaptability, on the other hand, allows people to flow with life's unpredictability, reducing frustration and anxiety. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals with a more flexible mindset had lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. They were also better at coping with challenges, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. 2. Better problem-solving skills. Being adaptable allows for more creative solutions. When people are willing to consider different viewpoints or change their approach, they often find new and more effective ways to solve problems. This is particularly useful in today's fast-changing world, where innovation and quick thinking are key to success. 3. Stronger relationships. Stubbornness can create distance between people. No one likes to be around someone who constantly argues or refuses to see another perspective. Flexibility fosters understanding, making conversations more engaging and connections more meaningful. Dr. Ellen Langer, a Harvard psychologist, has extensively studied mindfulness and its impact on relationships. Her research suggests that being mindful and open to change helps people navigate conflicts more smoothly and improves overall relationship satisfaction. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of acceptance and non-attachment. The more we resist life's natural flow, the more we suffer. Clinging to fixed ideas, expectations, or desires often leads to frustration and disappointment. 1. The concept of impermanence, anicca. Dukkha. Everything in life is constantly changing. Our thoughts, emotions, and even our physical bodies evolve over time. Clinging to fixed beliefs or resisting change is like trying to hold on to water. It's an impossible task that only leads to suffering. The Buddha taught that true peace comes from embracing impermanence. Instead of resisting change, we should welcome it as a natural part of life. Or two, letting go of the ego. Often stubbornness is driven by the ego, the need to be right, to prove a point, or to maintain control. However, this attachment to being right can be exhausting and unfulfilling. By letting go of the need to always be correct, we open ourselves to new perspectives and greater wisdom. This doesn't mean abandoning our principles, but rather approaching discussions with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Three, the middle way. Buddhism teaches the middle way, a path of balance between extremes. Being too rigid or too passive can both lead to suffering. Instead, finding a flexible and balanced approach to life allows for greater peace and fulfillment. So, how can we cultivate a more adaptable and open minded mindset? Here are some practical strategies. One, practice active listening. Instead of preparing a rebuttal while someone else is speaking, focus on truly hearing what they have to say. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this perspective? This simple shift can transform conversations and relationships. Two, challenge your own beliefs. From time to time, question your own opinions. Are they based on facts or just habit? Have you considered alternative viewpoints? Reading diverse perspectives and engaging in thoughtful discussions can expand your thinking. Three, adopt a growth mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck describes a growth mindset as the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed. When we see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than threats to our ego, we become more open to change and improvement. Four, take a breath before reacting. When faced with disagreement or an unexpected situation, take a moment to breathe before responding. This pause can prevent knee-jerk reactions and allow for a more thoughtful and measured response. Five, try something new regularly. Breaking routine helps build mental flexibility. Whether it's trying a new food, learning a new skill, or taking a different route home, small changes encourage adaptability and open-mindedness. Six, let go of the need to win. Not every disagreement needs a victor. Sometimes simply understanding and respecting another person's viewpoint is more important than proving a point. Beyond emotional well-being, embracing flexibility has tangible health benefits. Lower blood pressure, reduced stress from fewer conflicts, and a more relaxed outlook on life. Improved brain function, openness to new experiences keeps the brain sharp and engaged. Better sleep. Letting go of worries and rigid expectations can lead to more restful sleep. Stronger immune system. Chronic stress weakens the immune system, while a relaxed and open mindset supports overall health. Grandpa Lou's journey from stubbornness to flexibility is one that many of us can relate to. It's easy to get caught up in the need to be right, to hold on to long-standing beliefs, or to resist change. But when we loosen our grip and open ourselves to new perspectives, we find greater peace, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. So the next time you find yourself digging in your heels, ask yourself, would I rather be right, or would I rather be happy? The answer just might set you free. Laziness, when approached wisely, is not about doing nothing. It's about choosing where to invest your energy. It's about being intentional with your time, focusing on what truly matters, and eliminating unnecessary effort that drains you without adding value. In today's fast-paced world where burnout is common and productivity is often mistaken for worth, embracing smart laziness can be a revolutionary act of self-care. By being lazy in ways that reduce stress, improve health, and cultivate peace, we actually gain more time, more joy, and ultimately a longer and more fulfilling life. Smart laziness means working smarter, not harder. It means automating repetitive tasks, prioritizing rest, and allowing creativity to flow naturally instead of forcing productivity. It's about letting go of unnecessary struggles and making life easier without sacrificing progress. Which lazy habit resonated with you the most? Have you discovered any personal strategies that help you work less but achieve more? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more mindful wisdom. Stay happy, stay healthy, and embrace the wisdom of smart laziness.